So this is the second model that I was asked to give a test print. So this time I printed it with the teeth pointing downwards, so hopefully that will minimizes some complications of printing it vertically. And this is what I get. Oops, let me just zoom it out. Here's what I got. So you can see that the support is there to hold up this neck area here, and hopefully we'll have a better time pulling this apart than the previous one. So the interesting thing here is the little holes here. So there are little holes in the ears, so you can see that the holes also have part of the supports done in to allow it to print properly. Okay, let's try and remove this. Okay, so this is a less used board. I'm not sure if I can just pop it off. Let's see. Okay, I did. So you can see the rough. Now I know, now that after that previous encounter, I know that this is actually, the model is a bit brittle, but then this should be more solid than the previous one. So I just need to work my way through the support. So you can see that in the current age of 3D printing, it's about, not only do you need to know how to build what you're going to print, you have to know how to print it. You have to know what kind of effect how your placement affects the print outcome, whether the supports get in your way. If there are too many supports, what's going to happen to your print? There are a lot of things that you still need to be aware of. 3D printing is still a whole lot of magic right now. Now I just hope I can get to the gears properly without damaging anything. I mean, one surprise a night is enough, I would say. I don't need another surprise again where I just pull it off and everything just snaps apart, where I break the model or something. I really don't want to go through that again. Now the issue here is when you do have supports, you had to really, the one thing about 3D printing right now is that the finish is not going to be good. You have to remember that your item is being printed by squeezing small globs of plastic onto it. So with the supports, the problem here is that sometimes the supports will stick onto your actual model, so that will damage the finish of the final model. So you can't use these 3D printed model, the finish, the final product finish, is very likely you can't use it as a commercial product. You need to do extra work to it, like paint it or sand it or polish it, whatever you need to do. And I am, okay, I see part of the gear. think I accidentally cut some of it. Okay, that's still the support material. Really is a bit more difficult when you're printing stuff that you're not used to seeing. Okay, carefully prying the top part. Okay, so I've peeled off the top. You can see the little gears inside. So I peeled off part of the support near there already. This should help me with the rest of the remover, because I should be able to figure out where it is the actual gear now. It's a real pity that all these support material is a necessary evil in 3D printing right now, as with this type of 3D printing, because we can't magically make plastic float in the air. Yikes! Okay, I nearly pierced my thumb with the needle nose plier. I need to be a bit more focused when I'm doing this. Ugh. Okay, that's more of it. You can see it taking shape. Let's hope I can release the gears without destroying any this time. It's funny how the manual for the 3D printer says removing support struts is therapeutic. Some claim that it's a therapeutic process. I don't think snapping off the model, part of the model, a big part of the model is considered therapeutic. I mean, I'm pretty sure I almost had a heart attack just now when I destroyed the previous model. Okay, I need to break the support here, then I can peel off the neck easier. I guess the main thing will be that you should do this more patiently, slower. Use an X-Acto knife, slowly cut out the areas. Well, I was never the patient type. Yep, that's why I destroyed the model just now. Okay, now there are parts where you can see that this. Okay, the light isn't very cooperative. Everything's white and there's no light. Hang on. Okay, got a little light. And it might be too bright now. Okay. So you can see that if I lift this up here. Where was the part that I wanted? Okay, you can see this part, this little flap here, this is part of the support strut. So this little flap is part of the support strut. So the problem is that because the support strut is too close to the model, you will see here, there's a, see the shadowed part. Now that's the little shadow line underneath there. That's actually the model. Now the problem here is that when it was printing the support strut, so basically the plastic just is, you remember, it's just globs of plastic, so it ate into the actual model. So when I pulled it out, the little fibers that constructed the model can actually be pulled out. So that's the problem, one of the problems with using when you have supports. So that's why you always should try to print to minimize the support. Okay, let's get back to this. So I ripped out that. I still need to rip out this base plate here. Okay, there we go. We have the gears. So then to just clean it up, I'll need to cut up this support. The plastic for the ear is extremely fragile. Yep, it broke. Then there's just too little material here. It was too brittle, so when trying to clear the support for the ear hole, it broke. So there's too little material there. I would think that if it might not help even if I did print it with denser walls for this one. It's just that because of how thin that part is, we need to remove the support material with something that's a bit more gentle than a side cutter, probably an X-Acto knife. And yep, I ripped it off as well. Okay, so so there we go. Almost okay. And not really sure how to measure this one. Let's go for an internal measurement. Am I getting the center? I think so. 35.11 millimeters. .91 millimeters. Now I really don't know how to actually measure this properly, so maybe I'm doing it wrong. Now we need to see whether it would jive with what remains of the gear from just now. So I shall salvage through the parts. I have totally forgot about that. I need to find the gear part. Okay. Now, oops. So I have this gear and I have this here. If I could understand it, I would think that it needs to be work like this. It's a bit sticky, but Is it going perfectly? Remember that, as I mentioned, the finish isn't very good, so you might want to sand it off or something. Not really sure if this printer is the one that the Up Mini is what you want if for this kind of application. It goes in, it's a bit rough. I can feel it's a bit rough. It's just that I am probably not mating this gear the way it should be. I'm not sure whether you want it to be vertical or you want it down like that. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't do a better job on the large gear. Okay, that's the end of this monologue video. Hope it wasn't too boring. Okay, bye.